Welcome back to the Ratchet Ramblings podcast presented to you by the CSPN. I am one half of your host on this Saturday evening or Saturday night as we recording. I go by Black Dante on Twitter, um, or you know me as Jeremy or Black Panther, or AKA you niggas in Atlanta cannot drive, AKA niggas against coworkers, AKA don't be wilding on Air Green's internet. And as you
aka A Cup Gems to
you know
D
the
Cup Jewels. Jeremy keep them jumping like kangaroos. Ooh. Ooh.
AKA when your friends don't let you live down how much of a bird you used to be. Anyway, as usual, I'm joined by my friend and my co-host.
Yes, it is me, London's mom, formerly known as Intense Desire. If we friends, you call me Candace. If we not, don't speak to me at all. Yeah, so we recording this on a Saturday again because we wanted to get all the tea from one of the reunion shows. And I'm gonna let Jeremy get these bills paid, and we about to hop right into it.
Because we have theater
Theater.
and
Shakespearean theater.
theater. But before we get to this theater, we have to pay the bills, as Candace said. You are listening to a CSPN production. You can go to our website, cspn.us, and click that podcast tab and look at all of our wonderful, lovely, diverse podcasts on the network. And specifically this one, you can hit Ratchet Ramblings and listen to all of our episodes thus far with all of our hot takes on reality TV and all of our wonderful guests that we have had. Um, throughout the 10-year podcasting. We coming up close on a year in a little while. So looking forward to that. And if you like all of our shows, you can leave comments on the podcast episode pages. You can rate them on the pages. And if you really want to help us out, mosey on over to that Keep Our Podcast Free tab. Shout with all of our many sponsors that our boss man and CEO Jamal, aka Classic, has provided for you, the consumer. And if you shop with our sponsors, if you make a purchase through our website with our sponsors and use our promo codes, all it does is of no extra cost to you. All it does is give Classic a portion of the brick to keep the lights on, to keep all these shows free, and so you won't have to pay to listen to my country ass sound like stolen car parts from the black market. Yeah, that's
Stolen car parts for 76 Impala.
correct. Correct. Sitting on 20 foes. Sitting on 20 foes. Um,
Gorgeous car.
so yeah, with that, the bills are paid. Also, make sure that you listen to our third co-host podcast, our friend Curtis over at Gay Side Stories. You know, Curtis comes through once a month. He was supposed to be here um, this week, but he has been under the weather, and we decided, we're gonna let him wish him a speedy recovery. He is fine now, and we have to check on our friend, but he will be returning soon because I know everybody loves when Curtis comes through and shows his natural black ass, and we appreciate it because we love Curtis and he ain't got no goddamn sense, but it's fine. It is absolutely fine.
He loves his natural black ass.
That is correct. We love his blackness, and we love his blackness. Okay, so, um, but yes. So with all that said, thank you for everybody that's been supporting us. Share the show, like the show, leave ratings and reviews on iTunes. Please no 1-star woes. And with that, I think that's all the bills. Church announcements. Oh, also, we apologize for not live tweeting Married to Medicine's reunion. We were invited by our good friend Rashani over at Single Simulcast to guest, and that episode should be coming out maybe Sunday or Monday, depending on how quick Rashana can get it up. But make sure to check that out. So because I know some of y'all were looking forward to our hot takes, but when our homie called and asked can we guest, and we obliged because we fucks with Shauna the long way and the short way. So look forward to that. Because especially because Candace had some very hilarious hot takes about the episode. Speaking of which, real quick, not to go on too much of a tangent because we got to get into this theater, but niggas niggas love everything but to take care of their goddamn kids.
They love everything but being self-accountable.
Listen, accountability, child support, and
niggas don't mix.
At the fuck all. At the fuck all. And that's all we'll say on that. So make sure you check that episode out when it airs. And with that, that's everything. So let's get into this shit. So we got 2 reunions, a finale, and a premiere. Well, no, not a premiere, but other stuff sprinkled in between. And of course, our sweet little London.
Got little London. Before we go, I was a guest on a podcast called Mocha Minutes. Go check that out because we're going to have Steph on the show on the 23rd after Love and Hip Hop Atlanta premieres because that's her shit. And so we're going to have her on also next week. I will not be here, guys, because Massa has freed me and I's going to take a vacation. 4 weeks working with London and Mike, and we're gonna go see my in-laws for London's birthday. So, but it's March, it's Women's History Month, and filling in for me will be one of our favorites, one of my favorites, Lexi, Sexy Lexi, and she is going to bring on one of her best friends, her sister, who had a hand in the current Death Row docuseries that aired on BET. I want to say last week or the week before. It was really great. And so she's going to come through and just, talk about for, briefly or for however long you guys want to, what it's like for a Black woman in that industry.
Yes.
Because I imagine it that for you to get to where she is, she's really had to put in some work. She's really had to beat the pavement to get to where she is. And so maybe she could give some tips to the young Black women who aim to do what she does. And so I think it'll be a great episode. I'll try to pop in for a second because I did watch the docuseries and it really blew my mind because I'm to the point where we don't need any more Biggie Tupac stuff. But this actual docuseries was not just about Tupac, but it was about the history of Death Row before Death Row was even Death Row. Talking about how it was funded on drug money, and the guy who gave Suge Knight the money was in jail when he gave it to him. Like, you talking about a real live kingpin having people drop Suge Knight off $100,000 in cash and shit to get the record label going. I didn't know that kind of stuff. When you think of Death Row, you just think of Suge Knight and Pac dying and the little beef that Dre had with them when they left. But it really dove a lot deeper into the rise and fall of Death Row Records. So yeah, that'll be really dope to have somebody on who had a hand in that for Women's History Month. So
Agreed.
Yep. So now we could dive into the theater. Let's we either go VH1 or Bravo or whatever the case, but let's get to the reunions first.
So which one you want to do first? Married to Medicine or Hip Hop?
Let's go to Love and Hip Hop New York first because I'm gonna tell you, I love Mona at the same time, but unless next season you're gonna bring back, let's say, Chrissy and Jim Jones or something, it's really time to let the flagship Love and Hip Hop go.
I feel like we say that every week, but it bears repeating.
The reunion was even dry.
Right. Usually, even if the season is dry, the reunions be dry. And it's like what? It's what, 2 parts or it's 3?
I want to say 2 parts.
Okay, because I mean we really don't need that to be perfectly honest. But yeah, even the reunion was dry. Like it's just Mona, it's time. It's time. I know we say that every week, but god damn it, we gonna have start a petition.org to get Mona to counsel either bring back people that we like or care about or just dead the shit. Cause it's time, Mona. It's time. Look, Nina can go ask the hard hitting questions with other people.
So the most important part of that reunion was Remy finally dragging Broke Bree for filth.
Listen, let me tell you something. I was like, Bree, you are in danger, girl, because if it's one, in the words of Curtis, one, you ain't no real bitch. But if it's one motherfucker that was on that stage that when they talk, you shut the fuck up, it's Remy.
Yeah.
I was like, Bree, you in danger. Because Remy done already went to jail for shooting a motherfucker in the stomach. It ain't shit for her. It ain't shit for her to drag your ass.
I know Bree not really about that life because when Remy was on her neck, she talking about why are you beefing with me, Remy? And she like, Ma, you don't know what beef is. This ain't beef. I'm far from beefing with you. But what
Right.
I'm telling you is when you start telling the motherfucker when I see you it's on site, you supposed to be ready to fight every time you see him.
That's why, you know what? Now it makes sense why. Well, one, because that's kind of who Bianca is, but now it also makes sense why Bianca. Because, our whole thing for a minute was, well, until we found out that it really was orchestrated for the most part by DJ Webstar, like we were for a minute was like, well, it's got to be some kind of validity to Bree saying that Bianca was on some like in her man's inboxes like, hey, big head, and that still also might be true, but Remy brought up a good point where it's like if you keep telling somebody it's on site, I mean, it's on site, and it seems like Bianca took that to heat. So it's like Bianca's like, "Bitch, you said it's on site. Well, we see each other. It's on site, and we know Bianca got the hands. Now, I mean, she still is a bird. But the point being,
Yeah, and Remy made another good point. She like, well, she jumped me. She did this. She like, Ma, ain't no rules to this shit. Like, ain't
right,
no rules to fighting. Like, this is when I always know what people really about is how they handle the conflict that they invite. There ain't no such thing as a fair one in a fight. I'm finna beat you the fuck up any way I see fit.
right. Again, in the words of Curtis, this how you know she ain't no real bitch.
At all.
Right. Cause I was like, cause you, and then even when Remy was talking to her, her voice got all high. You know how her voice got all high pitched. She was like, "Oh, Remy, why you being mean to me?" It's like, okay, Bianca girl, all right, you the loudest one here with the worst. She had the worst damn wig of the whole reunion, and that's saying something. Cause Mariah Lynn was sitting up there.
Yeah. She was why Brie was dressed like a ghetto Spice Girl.
She really was. She was dressed like a. Hey, she was. She was dressed like if Professor X was making the Powerpuff Girls, but instead of sugar and spice, he threw in some Cajun seasoning.
Some of that Cajun sprinkle from Popeyes.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
So yeah, so Bree broke Bree. Speaking of Mariah Lynn, so why Mariah Lynn decided to turn into Stephen A. Smith and you? I still don't know.
Superfluous.
Yeah, like mother. Everybody on the cast was looking like, huh? What? Who? Whomst? Whoops. What? Who are you and what have you done with Mariah Lynn?
Yeah, I was like, girl.
It's like, okay. But I will say this, though. Well, I'll get to him later. The highlights for me was Remy telling the truth. Um,
The truth.
the truth. Yeah, yo. Okay, so listen. Let me tell you something. I do not care for Yandy that much. And it is definitely what she deserves because she was trying to be the queen of the baby mama hierarchy for Mortal Kombat. I get that, and that's a big reason of why I do not like Yandy. With that said, listen, let me tell you something. This nigga mended fences told Yandy that the way she dresses he feels is moving them backwards in their relationship. In their marriage.
Nigga in jail was talking about backwards progress.
Listen, a nigga who is not free was telling Yandy that she is the reason they are moving backwards in their marriage.
Not that 8 years you doing in jail.
But the way Yandy dressed is what's holding y'all back. Not the fact that you got to collect call Yandy, but the fact that how she dresses is what's holding y'all back. When I tell you the level of audacity you got to have to be whole ass locked up and telling somebody that they the reason that y'all moving backwards, nigga, you are incarcerated. What?
And you didn't start out incarcerated.
Right. Like listen, it's what the way Yandy has carried on about Metropolis is with the way he talking to her is kind of what she deserved. But at the same time, it's like I'm not saying I feel for her, but it is embarrassing for a nigga that ain't got freedom to be talking to you about your freedom. That is fucking hilarious.
Very.
That is fucking hilarious. Goddamn, Judy up there looking. Yo, speaking of marriage.
Yeah, something in the milk ain't clean about that story. Cause how your daughter-in-law don't know if you married or not.
Right, shit, and apparently how your son don't either.
Right.
And Judy basically was like, ain't no rings on these fingers. I can do what I want. Like Judy old ass up here trying to be a thought.
Look crazy.
Listen, good the hell look, everybody. But okay, so this is really what I wanted to talk about. Well, two other things. Then, motherfucking. Motherfucking Jonathan. Listen, before I let me say this. It is dope that Jonathan is taking what he went through with his mom, sending him to conversion therapy and using that and helping other kids on the LGBTQ spectrum or even adults. Like it's it's sad that he had to go through that, but it is good to see him using that and turning it around and making it a positive thing, working with people and kids that go through that. So that is a positive that I did enjoy seeing from Jonathan. With that said, this nigga brought the goddamn the finalized divorce papers to the fucking reunion like hello bitches.
Free to fuck.
He was so goddamn happy. He was so goddamn happy to show that picture and to show that piece of paper and goddamn Trent face. He was so happy. He was like, Google works both ways, nigga. He was so fucking happy, and Trent just sitting there looking like, I guess not. Listen, God bless Juju. I feel Juju because Juju was like, so you still don't think it was fucked up for you to like? I get like him still being married was fucked up, but also you don't think it was fucked up that you got with him and all you wanted was sex and let him on like that. I appreciate Juju, I do, but that goddamn Trent looked her dead in his face and was like, no. And I was like, I mean, What can you say to a nigga that don't give a fuck?
I didn't.
I I got nothing. I got nothing. Speaking of a nigga that don't give a fuck, my man, motherfucking Ruben. God bless Ruben. God bless Ruben. Cause ain't nowhere in hell. Ain't ain't nowhere in fucking hell. I would have been put hands and feet on Rich Dollars. I'm sorry.
I think, and I for me, what I like about Ruben is, cheating aside, not the cheating part, but who Anais is now seems to be who she's always been. Period.
Yeah.
And Ruben seems to be like, oh, I'm good with that. I'm not good with this dumb cheating shit, but I'm good with my wife being who I met her as.
Right.
Loud, free spirited, sexual, flirtatious.
You're breaking up a little bit.
It's some people who could deal with that in relationships. Like that's not a deal breaker for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rich was still hating, talking about I wasn't hating. You was definitely being a hoe.
Right. He was definitely now, like far as like him, because here's the thing. Rich, like Anais was wrong for leading Rich on about lying about her and Ruben getting a divorce. She was wrong in that. Like that's not Rich's fault, but like it's the other shit around it what he was doing. Where it's like that's why your mama was reading you for filth. Like you're not telling the whole story, Richard. And the way he was moving, because like that shit he did, because Ruben flat out told him like that shit you did at the party on the last episode, that was some hoe shit. That was some hater shit. What the fuck? That wasn't your business. Listen, some shit is just not your business to tell. And that was not your business to tell.
Yeah, because so I will say that I was a little perturbed about Jonathan and Anais trying to get on Rich, because the God's honest truth is Anais' marriage is her responsibility. Not anybody's responsibility but her, she and Ruben's. Furthermore, she blatantly lied. She didn't bend the truth. She didn't finesse it. She blatantly lied to Rich.
Yeah.
And so to keep acting like, well, take your responsibility, take responsibility for what? I'm thinking I'm with a woman that's about to be separated and divorced. I'm thinking, like, I'm truly thinking that, you and your husband is setting the groundwork to end the marriage. What exactly am I taking responsibility for?
Right. He shouldn't take responsibility for that, in my opinion. It's the other shit around it where he been moving from.
I think the only thing where Rich was being a weirdo was that last episode where he told Ruben what Anais did in St. Martin. Everything else, I don't fault him for. Don't come to my house talking about be a man for you, be this, that, and the third while you still married, and your husband didn't even know you was unhappy. So you either lied to me or lied to him, and the way it's looking, you lied to me. So cool, boom, whatever. But I'm not making you no promises. I'm not committing to you on shit as long as you still chasing behind your husband when he walk out to your event. Like, no. But the shit he did, I feel like he was petty because he felt like Anais was gonna be trying to run to him and get a divorce, and she was like, "Divorce? Who?
I don't even know how to spell the word divorce, dog.
I don't know how to spell divorce, Rich.
Right.
Richard
Dollars.
My husband back ticker my picker.
Yeah, I think it's also one of them things where it's like it's Rich. So because of all the shit he's done throughout the years, he kind of don't get the benefit of the doubt, which is which on the one hand is not fair, but then in the other hand is Rich. So it's like,
Picker my picker. Listen, I like to say that to Mike to annoy him because he sounded so disgusting when she said that. He was like, first of all, why is she referring to it as a picker? she said? Mad nasty.
Right.
I knew the tick of my picker.
Right. It's levels of nasty. Like it's some. I mean, cause like we all grown and shit, but it's some
It
like
sounds like a breath stank.
it do. It do. It do. Sound like her breath smell like old cigarettes.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but so the other thing speaking of that creep shit, fuck what's the fuck lames are first of
Oh,
all.
hey, he was about to get beat up by Snoop
Listen, let me tell you
again.
something.
And
And
Snoop was pissed that Jacquay was even having words with him. He like, yo, why you got anything? Snoop like, she like, yo, why you got anything to say to this fuck nigga? He invited you to his video release to try to embarrass you and play you. What the fuck is there to apologize about?
right,
Don't say shit. And then as usual, per the black man manual to dealing with the LGBT community, make homophobic slurs to a stud gay woman.
right.
You need to
That,
go be
that,
lady. Like, you is you a boy or a woman? Like, boy, shut the fuck up. Are you a
right,
boy or a woman? Cause you
right,
act like a gossiping old girl.
right. You move and behave like a messy bitch. So like who the real nigga?
Exactly.
Cause Snoop the realest nigga on that fucking show.
Correct. And
So
that's even validated by her criminal record.
right. She literally about
Her
that life.
role on The Wire was actually just her being herself.
Right. She literally is about that life. You just a sucker fuck nigga. So like you cause Snoop will either put hands or feet on you or put 9 shells in you. So what's up? But yeah, just like a bitch nigga, like going straight to her sexuality instead of like even if you want, I'm not even saying you can't like clap back at Snoop, even though Snoop was absolutely 100% correct. So I don't know what the fuck you was gonna use, but you know, whatever. Not saying you can't be annoyed by Snoop, but going straight to her sexuality when she calling you on your bitch nigga card, like you proved her fucking point. And speaking of, I think you said this either last week or the week before that Jacquay pussy too, cause like Snoop said, what the fuck you got words for this man for? Fuck that nigga. I ain't, the fuck you speaking to this nigga for? This nigga tried to hold you out and play you.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I see why Jacquay get played honestly, cause he a sucker nigga.
Correct.
So I think that's it for the New York reunion.
Yep. Let's go ahead to Married to Medicine.
Woo, hoo, 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 nigga.
Okay, can I say this? I find Toya to be attractive, but not in a sexual way, in a way that I think she's a pretty woman. But she creeps me out the way she talks about sex.
Yeah.
Like, it reminds me of how Third Shift Twitter acts. Like, she
Yeah.
looked like she sit on Twitter and post a bunch of Tumblr pics and shit of sex and shit. Like, it is kind of obnoxious.
Right. It's like she one of those people where like she would be on Twitter and post mood like 24/7.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's the way that she talk about sex, and it seems like she just so pressed about sex and talking about sex and getting in other people's business about sex. And it's just like sit your ass down some damn well. It's like it's not that goddamn deep. But I agree with you. She is attractive, but not in a yeah. I agree.
I had to get that off my chest.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
And then since we already talked about Toya, I think Toya should shut the fuck up when it comes to Quad and her marriage, because when they was like, "Do you think Quad is Dr. Eugene's all?" and it's like we had this conversation yesterday on the single simulcast. Uh, this thing where married people act like their spouse is the end all be all, and nothing revolves around it, but that it um it's a recipe for disaster. And I think a lot of married people in 2018 are starting to see that. that you can be happily married without acting like your spouse is God.
Yeah, I think that's like a trope that's been on in our society for so long because like we've pushed so long for so long, like marriage is like the goal or whatever. But especially like now with the way society and culture is changing, I think we're starting to get away from that. Not even before you get to the marriage, like just in relationships. You know what I mean? Like we are pushing, like the culture is changing where it's like your significant other isn't your in middle and beginning. Like you can have a life and you have a life outside of your significant other, your spouse or whatever. So I think Toya is kind of like a lot of the women on the show. Toya is kind of in that old age traditional way of thinking far as marriage goes, and Quad is like, bitch, I am feminism 101. Like, hear me roar.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is.
And then also, let this not also be lost that Greg a fuck nigga. So there's
Yeah.
also that.
Well, I think Quad she made a really good point, and we've said this on the show before. Why on earth would she get pregnant when they just don't see eye to eye on a lot of key issues? It
Right.
ain't just about taking out no trash and shit. You
Right.
know, it's about, the timing of the pregnancy, and he feel like because he paid the bills, that's all he got to do. And everybody has a different love language and the way that they show love, but the fact of the matter is there's a middle ground. The way you show love, and then the way your significant other uh needs you to show love. Like there's somewhere to meet in the middle with all of that. He's not doing any of that.
Right.
It's like, I help you with your business. I help you, I do my duties as a wife. I try to be independent and not lean on you for everything and make my own money. And like that's still not enough to get romance and appreciation out of you. Then what is? What will it take?
Right. Just
Aside
decency.
from a baby, because I'm not giving you no baby when you already don't treat me like you love me. Like you treat me like I'm a chore. I take care of you. I do this. I'm not your charity case.
Right.
And that's Greg's favorite line. I take care of you. Take
Because
care of
you
me.
know what it is? I think no matter how much Greg try to spin it, he don't see Quad as nothing more than a woman that he took out strip club.
What?
You broke up a little bit, Candace.
Pretty much.
Right. So it's like no matter how much Greg try to spin it and say that he trying and that he love Quad, he don't see Quad as nothing more than a girl that he took out the strip club. And you can tell by the way he talked to her and how he treat her. Cause I mean, seriously, dude. If the baby is that, oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and also finally their age difference is showing.
Mm-hmm.
You see the age difference. He tries to talk to her like he is her father.
Right. Right. He talked to Quad like a child.
Yeah.
So, I like Quad handled that question very classy and gracefully because that could have went left quick.
Correct.
Speaking of going left, so fuck it, fuck it, I'm gonna just go ahead and take us there. So motherfucking Heavenly versus Mariah. Let me say this. I try to be as objective and fair as I possibly can in all things. I do. Sometimes it don't always work, but for the most part, I try to be as fair and even keel and objective and sticking to my integrity as I possibly can. There are certain people that it is extremely hard for me to do that with. And fucking Mariah is one of them because nigga. How you gonna tell lies, blatant lies on the fucking reunion, the day of the fucking reunion? The day of the goddamn reunion, you on live.
Let me say this. Mariah is really creepy with this thing where she feel like she's some superstar. I'm not taking away from, I'm not trying to diminish the accomplishments of being able to be on a successful reality TV show, But you're not about to act like you're an Academy Award nominated actress. Like Mariah is really creepy in how she acts about her position on that show, especially considering she's one of the only cast members who's been kicked off the show before.
Right. And she acts like she is the star of the show. Like she acts like she acts like she's the Beyonce and everybody else on the cast are Michelle. Like
And
it's
yeah, and I don't. We have to get these reality TV stars to a point where they start telling the truth, because these networks don't have no problem rolling the bean footage back these days.
right. Told that
Quad
whole
said, Quad was like, "You cannot sit up and talk about me and my marriage on your Facebook Live for 45 minutes. But you talk about me. Well, why they ain't roll the footage of Quad talking about Mariah? Cause
right.
ain't man.
Somebody lying. Like they got the footage of you talking about Quad and Heavenly. They got the footage of you doing that. They ain't have no damn footage of Quad and Heavenly talking about you. So which is it, sis? Is it Uchiwale or One Mike?
I also agree with the fact that while I do still find Dr. Heavenly to be trash for talking about Mariah's mom, especially
Agreed.
after she had just had a stroke.
Agreed.
I do agree that your mom is not off limits because your mom don't mind her business. Nobody else parents on that show be on the show talking cash shit the way Mariah mom do. So your mama is fair game.
And
But your talk
that
about kids, spouses, and every goddamn thing else.
and that's why, see, this is also why I appreciate Andy, because Andy brought that up, because Andy was like, look, while it's wrong, that because Andy flat out said, while it's wrong, don't you think that it's a double standard because your mother has said messed up things about people on this cast? So
All the women.
all the women. So how is it that you are so offended and you are saying, well, it's just wrong, it's ignorant, it's just is for Heavenly to talk about your mama? Okay, fair, but you not being fair because your mama also has talked shit about everybody else.
And in the clips, you egging your mama on. You ain't
Exactly.
saying, Ma, don't go there. Let me take care of this. I don't need you to be in none of this.
Right, you being your mama's sidekick to her shit and then popping off your own shit. See, again, this is why it looked even worse and even more suspect of Dr. Simone and shit. Even Toya, because when Toya stormed out, when Mariah stormed out and went to the back, Toya was right there fucking with her, and it's like y'all looking real mad fun in the light because y'all on Mariah shit talking about what Heavenly
was about to beat Mariah the fuck up.
The fuck up.
Twice. Once
what,
on the stage.
Wait, hold on. I thought that was Heavenly when they went backstage.
No, you didn't see Quad getting Mariah's face.
Shit,
Heavenly was there. Heavenly was there, but Quad was the one that made it into Mariah's face.
Oh, I thought that was Heavenly. I knew both of them was there, but I thought it was Heavenly.
No, that was Quad.
Oh shit. Oh well. But I knew it was one of the two. I thought it was Heavenly. But see, again, but like I was saying, this is why it makes Simone doing that shit when they was on that boat and her and Toya look even shaded, because it's like you've been pushing all season for everybody to let bygones be bygones, and we need to y'all need to Mariah saying let bygones be bygones and she forgives y'all or what the fuck ever. Well, one, ain't no damn receipts of them doing the shit to Mariah as Mariah has done to them. And then two, Mariah is still not taking responsibility for none of the fuck shit that she does. So all y'all that's on this let bygones be bygones and move forward shit, y'all looking suspect as fuck in the light, because how can y'all do that when Mariah keeps doing fuck shit and then be mad when people not cool with her ass? Like the fuck?
Exactly.
So yeah, that's why Toya and Dr. Simone, y'all, they look mad funny in the light being Team Mariah and shit. And shout out to Dr. Jackie. First of all, Dr. Jackie looked amazing in my opinion.
She looked really good.
She
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 looked really good.
shout out to Dr. Jackie just sitting back and being like, when Andy asked her, what do you make for this? And she was like, what she say, a Xanax?
Yeah,
So
yeah. Uh, the second part of the reunion gonna be really fire. So that bombshell about Dr. Simone and Cecil divorce almost being final.
mm-hmm.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
was not expecting that. Uh, I hope in this time Dr. Simone do some soul searching. Because she has a real big problem owning up to her bullshit.
Right.
Like huge. Like
You know what?
you,
You know what? Maybe that's why she done taken a liking to Mariah.
yeah, more than likely.
Because well, in this case, not great minds, but people, birds of a feather flock together. So maybe that's why she and all up on Mariah's clip, because Mariah don't take accountability for none of her shit, and Dr. Simone don't either, because she really is putting it all on Cecil. Like Cecil is just the worst.
Correct.
And it's like, we have watched this show, man. Like, that man, not saying he is not without faults, but that man has tried. He has tried. That man, when your crazy ass was like, let's get separate houses, this man got two separate ass houses for your crazy ass, and taking care of the house and the kids and make sure they good, and your ass calling saying that he full of shit when he been trying to work with your crazy ass, and you have done nothing but deflect. You dead ass when they had that when Heavenly had that terrible ass retreat or whatever. When y'all came back after Cecil blew up, Cecil, you dead ass told Cecil, when Cecil said, well, let's work on us, you dead ass told that man, let's focus on you. Motherfucker, last time I checked, the marriage is us. Ain't no damn just one person. The fuck? The fuck is going on here?
Correct.
So yeah, I like we said, like, I do not like Dr. Simone anymore. I really don't.
Yeah, she can go. One thing I do agree with that Mariah said about Heavenly, and Toya said it too. Heavenly is mean.
Yeah.
She is mean,
Yeah.
and one thing that typical bullies do, when they get called out on the shit they do, they play it's just jokes. Y'all just take shit too serious. That is a typical bully tactic.
That's
Every
true.
time you see a bully get in trouble at school, they'd be like, I was just kidding. What? Like,
Yeah. That Yeah, that's valid. That's a valid thing to say about Heavenly, and it's absolutely correct. It's just Spider-Man pulling that Spider-Man coming from Mariah. That's all.
yep, and Toya.
And, and- yeah, right. Because then Toya, because she annoyed me. She was like, because after after Heavenly, first of all, speaking of fucking Mariah, she is, and me and Candace were texting about this. She is dramatic as fuck because, girl, of all the shit you have done throughout this show, you acted like Heavenly drawing fucking horns and a goatee on you, calling you the devil, which you are. You acted like she just spit on your mama grave, girl.
Yeah, it was not that deep. It
It
was
was
girl. Nobody give a fuck about that poster.
right. It's just she just a whole
So
weirdo. But
yeah,
I brought that up to bring up this. When fucking Toya was chastising Heavenly about, well, maybe you doing that, and even though you thought it was funny, maybe you didn't consider how it hurt her feelings. And while on the one hand, Heavenly does need to consider other folks' feelings and stop being a bully, it's fucking Mariah. Like, what? That's what? It's like, dude, it's like, are y'all sure y'all, like, have y'all forgotten or have selective amnesia about all the shit that Mariah has done to y'all for y'all to be this motherfucker forgiving? Like, y'all ain't even that forgiving of fucking Toya for being late. Like,
yeah.
Like I don't understand. Like help me sing some, cause this 1+1 is equaling her two right now. Some ain't right. But I agree. Part two of the reunion will be fire. It looks like it's gonna be a good reunion overall, though. This first one was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Uh, so yeah, we cause next one they're gonna talk to the guys, right? Or they gonna all be together.
Yeah, I think they go talk to the husbands.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so thank you, Andy, for putting looks to be a good reunion, and thank you, Andy, for always asking the good questions. So
Yeah. So let's I think now we'll just go and order stuff that we could cover from quickly to the end. Let me I'll start. So marriage boot camp started back up, and it's a season with the family members versus the just couples only. Jim Jones and Chrissy is on there. That's gonna be interesting because I just don't understand why Chrissy is still fighting the crypt keeper, aka Jim's mama, for Jim. Like
yo, that lady is
I feel
yo.
like at this point they've been together over a decade, engaged 7 years, on and off, this and the third. At this point, you either are going to accept the situation or really just move on. Like you guys are in your 40s going back and forth. Not about saving a marriage, but about going through with an engagement to a marriage. Like either say I do or just go. Just don't and go about your business. Also, there's the crackhead from Teen Mom on there, Amber, and she a crackhead because when the show first started, she was fat. Now she real skinny, but she got the big head from doing typical crackhead body. They get real skinny, but their head still be big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she on there, and Chrissy almost was about to dog walk her,
Yeah, I did
but
see that. I did
but
see that.
Jim stepped in, and the thing was like, what they got into it about was like the another chick from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was on there with her dad, and they was just talking about how he really just don't approve of her trying to build a whole career just doing reality TV, and how the attention from it becomes addictive. And so Jim was like, "Yeah, that's understandable, and maybe he just want more for his daughter than seeing her on TV always half dressed and this, that, and the third, and some misogynistic bullshit." But still, even in underneath all that misogyny, there's the fact that reality TV breeds attention whores is true. And so the crackhead from Teen Mom, Amber, got all mad and Chrissy was like, "Whoa there, watch how you handle my man." And she like she like started yelling at Chrissy, and Chrissy was like, "You must be back on drugs or some shit, cause you got us fucked up over here." And so she walked over there, and I think that white bitch forgot what it's like to deal with non-white people who will kiss her ass for a little piece of that Teen Mom check. And she walked up to Chrissy, and Nancy, Jim, and Chrissy was about to put hands and feet on her.
Like, whoa there.
Then she tried to come back and apologize, and Jim was like, "Yeah, cool, I accept your apology." Chrissy was like, "I don't accept your apology because you knew what you was doing was wrong when you did it, and you still did it."
Right.
And then she tried to get mad again, and the doctor was like, "Honey, you can't be mad that somebody don't accept your apology when you violated them. Like, she can take all the time she needs to process your apology or never even forgive you for real."
Mm-hmm.
And that was that. And so Jim Jones' mom says she came on because she really wants to fix her relationship with Chrissy. And Chrissy said that she would like to fix her relationship with Jim's mom. And Jim wants to know how he can have a good relationship with his mom, have a great relationship with his fiance so that they could get married and not slight the other. So I feel like they on there for the right reasons, honestly.
I agree.
Like, it don't seem like they on no bullshit. And like, once Jim Jones was like having like 101 with like the doctor and stuff, like in front of everybody. Well, first of all, Jim a hood ass nigga, so he ain't with all that talking in front of white people shit.
Right.
But once he was having a 101 with the black doctor, like he was really like having some valid points, and he was like, I just want to know how I could be of help with my mom and Chrissy, so that when they do have a conflict, I can help them have a resolution that doesn't get toxic and lead to blow-ups and cussing each other out. He was like, because man, I'm tired of that. He was like, I'm tired of being angry because one of them angry at the other person, so they get mad at me. Now I'm mad. So
Right. He just
all
wants.
in all, some growth. I see the ability for some growth in their relationships, but they gonna have some blow ups because it's not marriage boot camp if people don't have blow ups.
Right.
And
That's why we watch it.
yeah, so that's all I got for marriage boot camp because I'm just really watching it for Chrissy Jim and Mama Jones or whatever.
Honestly, I mean, we really only watch that show for the black people.
Pretty much.
I mean, so
Pretty
hey,
much.
you know why we here.
Since we on WeTV, we might as well slide to Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta.
Yes. Now, where do you want to begin? Because I know I want to start.
Okay, before we drag the brand, let me say this. Congratulations to Brandon for finally being comfortable enough to walk in his truth. And here's the thing, whether or not you could tell somebody is gay or whatever the case, it's not your right, it's not your business to spread it prior to them coming out and saying it.
Right.
And I've had to correct people on Twitter about that, like with the one dude from Prince from Love and Hip Hop Miami. Like I had said something about a girlfriend or identifying as a straight man, and like people was in my mentions like, you sure he's straight? And I was like, please don't do that, especially not in my mentions. If somebody identifies as straight, whether I believe it or not, it's not my place to identify them as otherwise.
Right.
So if you say you a straight man, you a straight woman, you whatever the case may be, then that's how I'm going to refer to your sexuality, by what you identify as. I'm not gonna be like straight. He gay. Like, no, that's not okay. So, congratulations to Brandon for damn it, sorry. Congratulations to Brandon for finally being comfortable enough to come out and say, "Hey, I'm a gay black man." And the one thing I can say is a lot of his behavior makes sense now.
Yeah.
Because when you are scared to live in your truth, when you hide behind your truth, it makes you be defensive about everything. As we see with Malik from Love and Hip Hop Miami.
Yeah.
His insecurities about being an open gay man, he is so mean and aggressive and riled up and always ready to fight. And that's how Brandon was last season.
Right.
Like, he really had this weird overcompensating bravado because he was scared to just say, hey, I'm a gay man. So congrats on that. Congrats on him taking the steps, the precautions to rectify his wrongs without how he rubbed people with that interview. But now listen, the brat, the fucking brat. I am sick of that bitch.
Yes, London. I used to enjoy the Brad. I used to like the Brad until I started watching this show, and until this season, and this shit was about why I do not like the Brad anymore. Because nigga, I want her to go sit her ass down somewhere and take them goddamn barrettes out her hair. Because nigga.
I want her to get a life. Let me tell you something. She spends so much time antagonizing Bow Wow that it is almost like it makes me believe that she's jealous of him.
Something. Cause this is fucking ridiculous.
And I do think it's jealousy because, so I have a friend, shout out to Daryl. His name on Twitter is Son of Solomon. Um,
Yeah. Shout out to Daryl. I know Daryl.
stop, stop. He's So I was talking to him the other day, and I think he's about to dip his toe into podcasting, and which I encouraged him to because Black podcasting and having your pick of the litter from any topic in the podcasting industry and have Black people involved is great. But he is a Bow Wow fan, and after we discussed it, I had to be honest about how legendary Bow Wow run in hip hop was, and it was.
Nigga
And
had a run.
we're talking about somebody who had hit movies, multiple hit movies.
Yeah.
We're talking about somebody who had all but maybe one or two of his studio albums go multi-platinum.
Yeah.
We're talking about somebody who sold out Madison Square Garden 3 times before the age of 18.
Yeah.
He was probably the best-selling so deaf artist ever.
Yeah.
Now, he hosted 106 in Park.
Yeah. We know his name. We don't speak his name because lately
he's corny a lot of times.
Right.
Remember, I've always said that reality TV either makes you really like somebody, a star, or a former celebrity, or a celebrity,
or really hate them.
Hate them. Growing up hip hop Atlanta has really made me re-embrace Bow Wow because he's not nearly as corny as he appears on social media.
Right.
And it's made me really dislike the Brat.
Listen, going into this, I used to like the Brat and not hate Bow Wow. I just thought he was super corny. Now I like Bow Wow and I can't stand the Brat because of how she treats Bow Wow. Because she still treats Bow Wow like he is fucking 13. And
JD don't have a spine, and that bothers me really, really badly because here's the thing. If I'm working on something, if I'm an artist of any type, and I'm working on a piece of art, I don't want to show you until my art is finished. That is part of the course for most artists. Be it they make music, be it they make movies, be it they paint, they write, they do poetry, whatever the case they may be. I'm not even being funny, but how many movies do we see before they finished? You think Marvel Studios is like, all right, here go the first hour of Black Panther. The rest are almost done. Tell us what you think. That's not how it works. Furthermore, the Brat is only JD's lapdog. So Bow Wow don't have to let you listen to his fucking music. You're not the producer. You're not writing. You're not doing shit on his album. What do you need to listen to it for?
Exactly. Like, here's my thing. Like, JD is wrong for how he's handled Bow Wow because, first of all, you didn't let him get his paper. So when you then you flaked on him for this album and went a whole ass across the country to work on Usher album. So Bow Wow take the initiative. You like, you know what? I'm gonna do my own shit. And then it's like you mad. But then you not that mad. You hear some of the music. You didn't like the first track, which honestly I can kind of see because I really didn't like that first track either, to be honest. But that second one he played, that one was fire. Okay, you like, okay, we with the shits. Then Bow Wow asking you, okay, well, are you gonna mix the shit? You like, I don't know, let me think about it. Then you sitting on your ass. So when Bow Wow is like, well, the people want this shit, we got to get this shit out. Like, I can't wait on JD. Then he get a second opinion from motherfucking Andy, who got more knowledge of like what the streets want and like how music is distributed and moved with today. Meanwhile, Jermaine Dupri just sitting up here fucking DJing across the motherfucking country.
Even more than that, though, like you said, if Bow Wow is an artist under So Def, handle him like any other artist. Doing all this weird shit like, well, Bow Wow did something we ain't like, so let's punish him like a little brother. You motherfuckers, and this is why I truly, truly believe Bow Wow needs to go to a new label where business could just be business.
Right.
Because these motherfuckers mix business and personal. You mad at some Bow Wow tweeted, or you mad because Bow Wow feel a certain way, so you're gonna punish his business life.
Right. And
That's
then oh, go ahead. My bad.
no, I was done. I was just saying that's really trash to me.
It's really trash. And then here's my thing, like, cause one of the things, cause JD and the Brat, which we'll get back to why most of this fuck the Brat, is like, well, he's still whining about like I didn't give him no money for the tour. Motherfucker, you goddamn right. This nigga got a child to take care of. You motherfucking right. I'm still mad you ain't giving my goddamn money. Like that's the other thing. It's like they talking about he being disrespectful and it's all family and all this shit. Nigga, y'all not treating Bow Wow like family. You treating him like an indentured servant that y'all call y'all son, and that's bullshit. And this is a grown ass man.
Correct.
So, and it's like, and honestly, I'm more pissed at the Brat than I am JD because at least, even though JD trash, at least JD is like, let him do his own thing. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like if he fail, if he fail, he'll come back. We got him, whatever. The Brat is taking this shit super motherfucking personal and trying to
I'm
get,
mad. JD ain't even as mad as me. Well, good. Then
nigga.
that's your cue to shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Exactly. Because honestly, this is mostly between Bow and JD. Yo, Oshby Posh ass just hopped your ass in it trying to be fucking Mama Bear and I'm the bad bitch. And even JD ain't that upset about the shit. JD is like, whatever. If he do his own thing, I feel away, but I mean, I ain't gonna stop the nigga. Like, I can't stop him. I can't put him on timeout or something. The Brat want JD to go outside and get a switch for this nigga. Like, girl, what? What?
Yeah, it's like get a life.
Right, get your ass in the studio because you still got to pay that woman millions for when you clocked her upside the head with a goddamn bottle.
Correct.
So hell, your ass need to be in the studio with Bow Wow. Shit.
Correct. I think Bow Wow was wrong for standing Deb up, but
Yeah,
if Deb ain't sent all the details like she was supposed to, that's on her.
yeah. It depends on which it is. Like if Deb didn't send all the details, then that's on her. But if she did and Bow didn't show up, then Bow wrong. We got to see which one come first, though.
Yep. So I'm willing to wait and hear that out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got to see. But I think that's Oh, the only other thing is Ayana back to being annoying. So that's that.
It's like, did you really think you was about to have major surgery and then get the fuck up and move around days later? Girl, sit your dumb ass down, please.
Right. God bless her girlfriend for putting up with it, cause nigga.
Could not be me.
Cause nigga, let me tell you something. You ring that bell one more goddamn time.
And watch out, clock you upside your goddamn head with it.
Exactly.
Ring-a-ling on that.
Right. ring a ding ding on them titillings. That's what the fuck.
Hey, get off this fucking show.
Okay, cool. All right. Too far? All right. Okay. That's it. Didn't nothing else happen.
Uh there was no Real Housewives of Atlanta this week. It's back tomorrow.
Right. So we'll have that next week.
Yeah. Fucking Love and Hip Hop Miami.
The finale.
Malik needs some help. And this is not being funny. This is like some real advice. A lot of black men find it hard to come out and be secure in coming out. And I feel like Malik should seek some professional help because he's so insecure that he's explosive. And I feel like he's eventually gonna hurt somebody or himself. Like he literally just spent the whole episode blowing up at everybody.
I agree.
And In other news, I did not know JT Money was Jeffrey dad.
Same. Wasn't it Tay that showed us that?
Yeah, and there was a clip from a show. I guess I didn't see that part, but it was a clip when they sat down. I just didn't recognize it was JT Money. But yeah, JT Money is like that's Jeffrey's dad, and he's very accepting and proud of Jeffrey for who he is and his career endeavors and all this kind of stuff. So I thought that was really dope. That
Right.
we're getting to see black men, black fathers be accepting of their gay sons and not trying to shun them and hurt them and deter them and all that kind of weird shit that people do with when gay men come out. So that was cool, but Malik needs some help. Oh my god, he was acting like a wild gorilla. He
Right.
really he looked like Amy from Congo and shit.
I thought he was finna fight like he was part of the Jabara tribe.
He really was acting, beating his chest and being weird as fuck. Jump up, jump your bitch ass up. Like
Right.
what?
Like he is so like I at first I thought it was just like a Bobby thing, but like he is just so angry and aggressive, and he's like you say, like he's so insecure to the point where he's homophobic. So and it's like, nigga, what? Like I understand you're boxing with your demons, but nigga,
Get the boxing with my demons.
we're
First, while we here, why was Gunplay throwing fruit in the ocean trying to make sangria?
listen. Listen, motherfucking Gunplay was on that beach. I thought he joined spirituality Twitter. I was like, Gunplay, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, this is, but not to disrespect his religion, but when he was throwing that fruit in the ocean, I was like, that's gonna be some good punch.
Same.
Somebody gonna step right on the pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
Pineapple between your toes.
Mm-hmm. Boxing
But
with your pineapples.
hey, fuck you. You be on my nerves so bad.
I love you too. But you said pineapples. London turned up, didn't she?
Yeah, London with the ad libs.
Right.
But yeah, and so, but yeah, back to Malik needs some help, and Jeffrey needs to be careful because that's gonna be an uphill battle. And the one thing that I don't like that Malik does to Jeffrey, I came out for you. You should be coming out for yourself so you can live in your truth and be happy. You can't, not coming out for yourself should show you why it was a mistake because you're still unhappy, you're still insecure, you're still battling your demons about the shit. So you should have come out for Jeffrey. You should have come out when you were ready. And if that meant possibly losing Jeffrey, that's what it is. But it seems like you're setting yourself up to lose him anyway with all this anger.
Right, because Jeffrey was even looking at him like when I saw how Jeffrey looked at him when like he got into it, Malik. I was the way Jeffrey.
What's Trina cousin with Bobby?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When the way that when Jeffrey came up, when the way that he looked at Malik, he was like, "I'm not sure if I can deal with all this anger," because he was like looking like, "Shit, this is even more angrier than Bobby."
Yeah.
You know, so he was like, "I don't know."
So we give Trick Daddy an inch, and he make us regret it, and then his misogyny bullshit show back up. I had intentions on her being happy without me. She moved on. She dating. So fuck that. I'm never giving her a divorce. What? Nigga,
it's like you.
Why do you? Let me tell you something. If you're not living with somebody, if you married and y'all not living together, y'all not happy, your wife walked out on you 4 years ago, and you literally only see her at clubs when Trina there. why would you want to be married to somebody like that? Like, you could have found your happiness in those 4 years had you just given that woman a divorce she wants.
Right, but he abusive. Like he is everything that Joe was telling us about him. He confirmed it. Like
Shout,
he is an abusive
yeah,
piece of shit.
yeah. Shout out to Baby Blue while we here.
Baby Blue is the hero we don't deserve. He really is.
Baby
He
Blue is a first of all, Pleasure P is a whole weirdo.
he is you being kind. That nigga is trash. I'm
I
sorry, that nigga is trash.
I just how are you mad at somebody getting money?
And moving on after you did them wrong. Like he mad at Baby Blue for getting money. He mad at Shay for moving on. Nigga, one, how you mad at a nigga getting a check? And then two, how you mad at your ex for moving on after you did her wrong? Like I don't understand.
And dead ass ain't nothing going on between Shay and Baby Blue. Baby Blue didn't try to hook her back up with Scrappy. Oh, I am interested to see what's gonna happen on Atlanta because they didn't show Bambi on that episode.
Correct.
Because where is Bambi? Because they didn't ran off and eloped sometime between Atlanta ending and Miami recording. Those motherfuckers eloped. So some don't sit right with me.
Right.
But I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
But
Some in the milk ain't clean with that one.
yeah, and Shay is a whole Shay and Pleasure P perfect for each other on the cool.
Like on the lowest of keys.
They perfect for each other because they both the same type of fucking weirdo.
Correct. Because
how you trying to dictate to a man that you not with? You ain't got no loyalty, friend this, friend that. Let me tell you something. I love my friends. I love you guys. But one thing I have not done and have not ever tried to do is dictate your friendships outside of me.
Correct.
I do not do that to people. You have a right to see for yourself whether somebody is a good person or maybe me and that person just didn't get along and that's what it is. Because the fact of the matter is everybody that you don't get along with is not necessarily a bad person. Sometimes two people energy just don't mesh well together. And that's just what the fuck it is.
Right.
And you go about your business.
Because I mean, so, honestly, not to cut y'all, honestly, you can tell it's one thing where like they like dead ass or like just like a terrible person, but there's a difference between being a terrible person and two people energy. Like you said, two people energy just not mixing. Those are two totally different things.
Yeah. Even if somebody just come across as a dead ass terrible person, I'm still not dictating to other people who that they should not mess with them.
You just feel like discernment.
I feel like you have to, if you have to find out the hard way, that's just your lesson to learn. I'm not about to hitch my wagon to your bullshit. If you can't see it for yourself, if you don't pick up on context clues and behavior and actions and words, there's nothing I can do for you.
There's something there's somebody that this applies to that we'll talk about a little later on the show, but continue.
It's like, if you can't figure it out for yourself, I'm not about to sit up here and beat you over the head with it because you are an adult and you do deserve to learn how to use discernment better. So
yeah. As push pause time out, I just logged on Twitter, and as we were talking about this nigga, somebody just brought up the tweet about how Bow Wow sold out the Garden 3 times at the age of 16 with 3 platinum albums.
Yeah.
So
a hip hop legend.
He really is. He really is.
I feel like it happens with a lot of child stars, and it is no slight to Bow Wow's talent, but if you notice, a lot of child stars aren't necessarily adult superstars. You have your anomalies like Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, but it don't really happen all of the time.
Yeah, they kind of flame out a little early.
You can even look at Justin Bieber. Once he became an adult, even his appeal and his fandom and his superstardom kind of declined.
Yeah.
I guess the only other anomaly is Usher.
Yeah.
Usher was a child star and is a superstar still. But we saw Tevin Campbell fade into obscurity. We saw ABC, Soul for Real, um, you know, NSYNC broke up. You know, Miley Cyrus lost her fucking mind. Um,
Shit,
you know,
Justin
a
Bieber
lot
lost
of
his damn mind to a degree.
Romeo didn't do too much after he grew up. Besides just be finding a motherfucker, but and go to college for a little bit and do some business ventures. But musically, he's not a superstar. Like a lot of, especially in hip hop, a lot of child hip hop stars don't grow up to be stars in hip hop as adults. So it's no slight to Bow Wow. It's just the way that's just the trend of things. But
Right. But yeah, so we that was just a quick side note because I just logged on and it literally was the first thing I saw. We had just talked about shit. But yeah, Shay and Pleasure P deserve each other. Shay is a weirdo, for all that loyalty shit. And her fighting with fucking Joy. What? First of all, Shay don't want Nandale Joy. Not Nandale.
Well, I'm gonna say this: Shay not from Miami, so Shay should do her best not to create enemies because, as much as I don't care for Trick Daddy or whatever, a snap of the fingers and Joy won't get no airtime in Miami from nobody.
Yeah.
Trick Daddy revoked her pass and the shit revoked. Same thing with Trina. Trina find out the shit and she revoked. She say a word and she ain't gonna be able to move too much of nothing in Miami. She gonna have to go back to Atlanta.
Right.
So it's like you're not picking your battles and when Joy told Pleasure P he saw her with Scrappy, she wasn't being malicious.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like you just a bozo who always popping off and you ain't gonna be happy till somebody beats you the fuck up.
Shay always fighting over niggas that don't want her.
Correct.
Or that she don't. That's the other part. Like either they don't want her or she don't want them. So it's like, well, if you don't want Pleasure, and rightfully so because he trash, then why the fuck you mad at who the fuck he? If anybody, you should be mad at Pleasure, not necessarily Joy. Like if anything, you should be mad at Pleasure.
Being funny, I'm more upset that Joy going from trash to trashier. Because at the very least, Trick Daddy don't have no allegations of sexual abuse against kids. So it's just like, is this your queen doing this? Because she's an example of running backwards. She what Macy's talking about.
Yeah, because you really got to look at Joy like this your king, because you definitely did not upgrade at all. And first of all, Pleasure P looks like a fudge round with a beard. So I don't get it. You go from a dead body to a fudge round with a beard. I mean, I guess, but good the hell luck, everybody. Yeah, so discernment, ladies and gentlemen.
Ahmad can't need to pick better friends.
You know what I thought you said? You know what I thought you said discernment La Negra.
That's what they call her, discernment La Negra.
First of all, wait, before we go, we just have to shout out the true queen Juju. I mean, not Juju. Well, Juju too, but JoJo.
Oh yeah.
Queen. And good for you with that shit with your daddy and the divorce and shit. Good for you, JoJo.
Yeah.
But so
I'm gonna let you do the reading on this, Jeremy, because you do feel very strongly about Amara Young Hollywood. No Ronica Vega.
No Ronica.
And
and still.
Yeah, that whole little situation. So I'm gonna slide it to you for this read down.
Okay, thank you, Frank, because I have thoughts. So I guess I'll go down the list. So listen, I enjoy Amara. I like Amara, but at this point, I am annoyed with Amara, and it's more so annoyed at the lack of discernment she has used on this show. Now, in fairness, and we was talking about this pregame. Our friend Curtis, one day, because we were discussing this one day in our group chat, and Curtis said that it seems like Amara's friendship, and we're using that in heavy air quotes, with Amara and Step and that little crew seems like something show made, which honestly makes sense because of how quickly it dissipated. Um, but even still, with that said, Amara, going forward, when people show you who the fuck they are, believe them. When you saw who the fuck young Trashy Wood was, you should have believed him and let the shit die. Because when you kept the shit going, now
Yeah.
in fairness, you didn't keep the shit going by your damn self, but you did keep the shit going in part. Like it wasn't all on you, but at the same time, you also was aiding and keeping the shit going. Once you saw how that motherfucker was, fuck that nigga. Use your discernment. Move the fuck out the way. When you saw how two-faced and how prejudiced Veronica Vega was, along with Young Hollywood, move with discernment, move the fuck out the way, did that shit. When you saw how messy Step was being in the under the guise of trying to be peacemaker, move to the side, use your discernment, fuck that shit. See that all of them are weirdos and move to the side because at this point you don't look you may not look as trash as them, but you got a little bit of trash on you. And that's when you stoop to the level of clownery, the clown comes back and makes you at least put on a clown mask. You ain't got the full suit, but you got a little bit of clown makeup on you, Amara. So take this, learn from this. You all when the show first aired, you already had a deal. So I'm guessing, it came out after, she got it after taping the season or whatever. You get into the money, you got a commercial, you up there sounding like Floyd Mayweather trying to read in that damn commercial. But either way, you got the bag, you secured the bag going forward. Let this be.
Listen, hold on. I
Oh,
just need a second. Amara in that Burlington commercial. If you ever seen the movie Dennis to Menace with Walter Matthau, and when the babysitter was trying to read to Dennis in the tub, and he was reading a little engine that could, and he was like, "Don't worry, little locomotive. One day you will be big enough." Enoch. And Dennis was like, "Enough, big enough." So yeah, continue.
Correct. Correct. But yes, going forward tomorrow, just use some discernment. And when you see clownery, you avoid clownery. You don't participate in the clownery. And let that be a lesson. You have secured a bag, you got a future. Be like Cardi and let this be a one and done or a couple and done or whatever, but get the fuck off of Love Hip Hop Miami. So that's my little light read for Amara. Just pick better friends and learn to move away from shit instead of letting shit egg on, because the longer you let it egg on, even if you in the right or you not as trashy as the other people involved, eventually you look trashy too. Maybe not to the same degree, but you still look trashy. So
Correct.
that's what I got for Amara. Now, Young, why isn't he Deadwood?
Mm.
Listen, let me tell you something. Young Hollywood is as loyal to whoever will kiss his ass or will let him fuck. Because I'm gonna call bullshit. Because you was just the last episode all up in Amara's grill and getting her interview on the radio to like explain colorism and all that shit, which good, but it's still fuck you. But then when her and Veronica get into it, you turn on her, put it all on her, and then call her ghetto and trashy. Then this fucking episode, and even part of the last episode, Veronica ass go full. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like when people talk about like black people that go on TV shows like Jerry Springer and shit and Wild Out and call them ghetto and ration this, that, and the third. But when white folks go on them shows and do the exact same fucking thing, they don't have shit to say. That's exactly what the fuck Young Hollywood did, because Veronica, and I'll get to her trash ass in a minute, she went completely trailer trash, ghetto trash, whatever the fuck kind of trash you want to call it, loud, obnoxious, ready to fight in it. Everybody, even old ladies across the street that ain't have shit to do with nothing, she went full trashy, and he didn't say a goddamn word and was linking up with her, trying to flirt with her, trying to fuck her, and all this, that, and the third, and of course she went along with it. But the point being, nigga, you was just in Amara's face, skinning, grinning, talk, just bigger up in her. And then they had one fight in which I could see if like he was saying like both of y'all wilding, I would get with that. But to put it all on Amara, and then this bitch, excuse my language, but Veronica Vega just going a full ass, being even worse than Amara, and you ain't saying a motherfucking thing. And then when they get to fighting, you consoling her. Nigga, fuck you. Fuck Young Hollywood. Fuck his face. Fuck his brand. Fuck everything he stand for. Every day that he is allowed on this earth is a day that we have strayed further from God's light. I do not fuck with him as a staff record label and his motherfucking crew. And Young Hollywood, if you ever happen to come across this podcast, I would just like you to know from the bottom of my heart, and I am safe in saying that I think my friend agrees with me here, that you can die tomorrow and I will throw a party, because fuck you. You are absolute trash. You are prejudiced against your own damn people. You have no morals, no integrity. You flip-flop as motherfucker, and you a messy run-tail that ass nigga. And I don't like you, and I can't stand you, and I hope you fall on some sharp. And that's it for him. Now, Veronica.
Okay.
Where the fuck do I... Y'all forgive me. Veronica Vega. Bitch, you not black. You are not black. You are at best, a white Latina, if not full on a white woman. You are not black.
I'm from Hialeah.
Thank you, London. You are not black, Veronica Vega. You are trash. You are like your Hollywood. You are colorist, colorism, whatever the fuck, whatever kind of prejudice you want to throw at it. You are trash. You couldn't just disagree with Amara or think Amara was moving funny, which in fairness, at times Amara was, but even then it would be Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man. But I could see if you were coming with it from that angle. Yo, white ass sat up here in front of Trina is white splaining the reason you could use the word nigga, then got mad at Amara and turned around and saying she fake and her afro is a wig and shit. When
while having a weave herself.
Why having a weave your goddamn self, and then tried to pass it on like you was the champion for colorism and people being themselves, and you all of a sudden you miss skincare activists and shit. Veronica Vega, girl, fuck you. You are truly trash. You are forever gonna have a truly trash award on this goddamn podcast. And then listen, let me tell you something. I don't give a damn what nobody say. You're not gonna convince me Veronica Vega got hands. There is no way on God's green earth and Al Green's internet you gonna convince me that Veronica Vega got hands. Now Amara might not have them herself, but you're not gonna convince me that Veronica was just gonna jump across that table, and if it wasn't no security, that she was just gonna whoop up on Amara's ass. I'm sorry, you ain't gonna be able to convince me, and your goddamn show ain't gonna be able to convince me that she was gonna whoop a true queen. JoJo, you not gonna listen. That would have been a dragon if I've ever seen one. You know why I know it was gonna be a dragon. JoJo didn't even look worried. She didn't even look phased. JoJo was just like, yeah, okay.
She was gonna have her killed. That's why.
Listen, again, JoJo said, "Look, bitch, I am a millionaire. It will cost me money to even whoop your ass. I could just have you assassinated because I am that bitch. I am a millionaire." Okay, listen. Queen JoJo was unbothered. Queen JoJo was looking at her like Phaedra. She was just unbothered. She was just like, "Come on, Cletus. Come on. Come on. You think you big and bad? Come on. Come on, Cletus." But yes, Veronica Vega is absolute trash. And she too also could pass away tomorrow, and we would not miss her. Her and Young Hollywood are two peas in a pod. They are absolutely the worst. And I think besides the shit that she, this whole Amara shit, I think what really pissed me off is like this is a white woman that's saying nigga, and because she don't like an actual Afro Latina, she is going to try to champion herself as I am fighting for skin folk. When it's like, bitch, you not skin folk. What? Like what? What? Huh? The fuck? Bitch, where? Where? Where is an ounce of nigga in you? I will wait. Please tell me. But Veronica Vega also reminds me of one of those. You know how those people that talk a good game, but they ain't really about that life, but they feel like they got a teeny bit of leg up on you, and then they wild the fuck out. That's Veronica. She thought she had a look. She thought, ooh, I finally got this bitch tomorrow. I'm gonna expose her for the fake that she is the last episode. And now she done just showed the fuck out. And of course, Young Hollywood trash ass gassing her up and shit. So yeah, but fuck them. So the last piece of this read and then me is motherfucking Step. Now Step, you a messing motherfucker. And it is not lost on me that you're a messy motherfucker because Step is the kind of motherfucker that try to play both sides, but really she just out for herself and being messy while under the guise of being a peacemaker. Now I will say this. When Veronica wild the fuck out, Step did check her like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? But then that's also another thing. Like Veronica was like, you a disloyal bitch. She talking about Steph here. Why you a disloyal bitch? Why you fucking with these fake bitches? Why you fraternizing with my enemies and all this shit? And it's like, well, hold on now. No, hold on now. Wait a minute. But wasn't you just up here with Step like a few episodes ago and with Young Hollywood talking shit about JoJo and Amara? So like, hold on now. So you going for Mariah? You can dish it out, but you can't take it? Hold the fuck up now. And the words of courtesy, that's how you know you ain't no real bitch. But anyway, yeah, Step messy, and she tried to put it under this guise of being a peacemaker. Because honest to God, sometimes the best peace you can do is minding your goddamn business. If you got two friends that don't see eye to eye, the best way to be a peacemaker sometimes is to not get into shit. And that's exactly what Step did. First of all, she was running back and forth, telling information between the two parties, and participated in dogging at least one of the parties out in Amara. And then when she got caught on it by Queen JoJo, she tried to play it like she didn't. And meanwhile, she let Amara and Veronica fight, and she just back and collecting all the tea and doing her own shows and shit. And honestly, even though she trashed too, honestly, the one that looked the worst out of all this shit is Veronica, because even though Step messy, Step get into a bag. We already know Amara get into a bag. Shit, JoJo is a millionaire. What the fuck is Veronica Vega doing? Not a goddamn thing. So that is my read for that whole situation. We'll see what the reunion entails, but Step is messy, but I will give her that. She messy, but she get to a bag. I'll give her that. Veronica Vega and Young Hollywood, two peas in a trash ass pod. And Amara, just use some discernment next time so you won't be looking like the rest of the clowns. And JoJo is the queen. So that's all I got.
All right. Well, now that we got that out the way, that's all I got for your Love and Hip Hop Miami. I'm ready to move Black Ink.
Nigga. Now I was because we're a tag team, I am going. Well, when we get to a certain party, since you let me have you love hip hop and that read, I'm gonna let you have the read that we have for one part of Black Ink. So let me get the minor shit out of the way first. So um so we we said last week that from the previews it looked like Nicki was full of shit and ain't no baby. It is a baby, but it might not be oh shits. It's probably not oh shits. We still would have to see, but it we like what can it's probably like 80% sure it ain't no shits. Probably 80%.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's his baby. I just feel like, yeah, that's not his baby. I just feel like it's no way. Yeah, tell it, Pooh. The well happened.
The whole family.
I just feel like you can be married and not tell your husband you're pregnant unless you on some sneaky snake shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's my whole reasoning behind it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and we don't have a problem saying when we wrong on Ratchet Ramblings. But something don't sit well with me about a woman not telling her husband she's pregnant until she's 8 months pregnant and has relocated unbeknownst to him.
Right. Oh shit was like hoomst. Correct.
So,
oh shit. Oh shit was like hoomst.
Yeah, oh shit was like, wait, what? Great.
Right. You will and huh and who and what? But you know, good to hell look to him and good to hell look to her. But we will see. We'll see. So Young Bay, listen, I like Young Bay and she is out here living her best life.
But if she gonna do a shotgun wedding, girl, just take your ass on to the to the courthouse and call it a day.
Right.
You ain't get nobody's wedding dress in 2 weeks, honey.
Right. And then didn't even tell him like, come on, Young Bay. Come on now. Baby, what is you doing, baby? Come on, Young Bay. What is you doing?
Thank you. Yeah, I was like, okay, girl, I get it. You want to follow family tradition, don't want to bring a baby into the world unmarried, cool. Just go to the courthouse, mamas, and have have a vow renewal, like, afterwards or something. But yeah, you doing a whole lot with very little.
Exactly. It's like you doing the most, Young Bay. That last dress that she picked was good though. I did like it on her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much. Oh no, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. So fucking this girl that got down. What's the receptionist's name? I forget her name.
Oh, holy shit! We got two things. Jada, is that her name?
Yes, Jada. Yes. Listen, so she hooked Walt up with this girl, which okay, good. But listen, let me tell you something. This girl that Jada hooked Walt up with, nigga, she brought a motherfucking turtle to that goddamn date. A fucking turtle.
Put the turtle on the pool table and the turtle fell off. Asked Walt to kiss the turtle. Then she kissed the turtle. Then tried to kiss Walt. And that's when Walt was fed up. Nigga said, you got turtle lips. Let me get the fuck up out of here. And sat his Hennessy next to the turtle.
Listen.
My nigga Walt said, I bid you adieu.
Yo, God bless Walt. He tried. But when she tried to get him to kiss that damn turtle after she kissed it, Walt was like, yeah, he tried. I give Walt A for effort. He tried. He did. He tried. But nigga, who the fuck brings a turtle on a date? Like, are you okay?
It's really it's upsetting when attractive people are weird like that.
Right.
Like, if he was ugly, I'd have been like, that ugly bitch brought a turtle. I'm not surprised.
Right.
But I was like, this girl is very attractive and she has a weird obsession with a turtle.
A whole ass turtle. She was like, "The turtle is sick, Walt. Why don't you take care of it?" I'm like, "Is Walt a goddamn veterinarian? Like, what is like this? Like, if he like does Walt have a part time gig at a vet at a clinic or something that we don't know about? Like, what the fuck is what was it?
What was it?
I am confusion. Walt was so confused. He was like, "This bitch is crazy." But yeah, so we could not talk about that part. So I'm just gonna shut up and pass this to my friend, and I'm gonna let her go.
Hey, let me tell you something. First of all, the previews this season have been very deceptive because I thought Genesis was about to watch C's.
Listen,
However, first of all, I'm kind of disappointed that Big Fish Productions keeps allowing Sky's uh, children to be exploited for their storyline because it's really obvious that Genesis is like in a dark place with this whole situation.
right,
So Steve sat down to talk to him and he moved the table to the side. I was like, oh shit. Even C's was like, oh, whoa, chill, 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 chill,
right.
chill.
He was about to get washed.
But Genesis took his glasses off and he was like, yo, that woman that you going to bat for, that woman raised me until a certain age, then threw me away. And while I sat in the fucking jail cell, I watched this woman getting a new vagina, new ass, new titties, new this. He like, I watched this, but this woman never reached out to me to see what was going on with me. And clearly by how easily Sky got in touch with the adopted mom, she been had this woman information.
Mm-hmm.
She knew how to reach out to these fucking kids.
Mm-hmm.
And she never did until she needed a storyline for Black Ink once Duchess left.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of like I feel your pain.
And you could
I
see
really
how broken he was.
crying. He was like 15 years this woman never came back for me, for us. 15 years. And all I could say to myself was that's a long fucking time to not come back for your kids when you on national TV begging and pleading to see your fucking kids. You had 15 years before this show aired to do it and you never did it. You never got your shit together to come back for your kids until you were a reality TV star. And you are watching, you are allowing people to exploit the pain of your children because you don't really care. Because we see the kids once every 4 or 5 episodes, then Sky back thoughting and shit. So
Listen,
it
this
it was I and I don't even want to drag Sky. Like I want to politely drag Sky because should she ever listen to this, I want her to know, aside from the profanity and disrespect, that you really hurt your kids, and then
yeah,
you took their hurt and you publicized it for a check. And these are still kids. The one son just turned 18. Genesis is about 20, 21, trying to find his way in the world. You are using your kids for nothing more than your financial gain. You don't really care what's going on with them. That is so disgusting to me because you could have left them alone. Period. Could have left them alone. They were doing well. They were being raised well without you coming in the picture fucking shit up.
exactly.
You are extremely trash. And that's trash on top of the trash you already are for how you treat others, how you talk to others, how you carry yourself. You are a landfill. You
Mm.
are beyond trash. You where people dump their trash. You like a dumpster. You the trash dump.
Taking out the trash.
Holy cow.
You
He
could
was crying and
you
sees you trash ass nigga for multiple reasons. But you sitting here talking about, well, what you want, bro? What you want? Listen, All that baby needed is somebody to shut the fuck up and listen. Oh, you gonna go 16, 17 more years without talking to her? If he fucking chooses to, absolutely.
And he's well within his right.
Well within his fucking rights. So what you want, bro? You want to talk to your mom? I was so glad when Genesis was like, I don't know, man. Listen, this reality TV shit, this Shaw World, and this exactly how he carried it too. It was like his eyes, his face, everything was like this Shaw World. I don't give a fuck about none of this. I don't care. I'm not about to lie on TV. I don't know if I want to talk to the bitch. Ever. So I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like I do.
When what really brought the point home for me was one, first of all, you could just see like and we was talking pregame about this. Like I appreciated how do I word this? I appreciated Genesis being real and basically confirming what we had already known, but I don't like that it was at the expense of his pain. But in a way, I'm also glad that he really told the truth, because one of the things that C's pissed me off about, and piggybacking off of you, he was like, he was basically like, are you gonna go another 16, 17 years without speaking to your mother? No. You're not hearing him. This boy just told you that Sky went 15 years without talking to him. It's not on the onus is not on Genesis to do the healing. The onus is on Sky to attempt to do it. And one thing Genesis said that really jumped out is like, we can't do no healing until motherfuckers start being real. That's when healing can start, because Sky is still not being real and telling the truth about the origin about between her and these goddamn kids. C's hearing this shit from Genesis, the real shit, for the first fucking time. Now, I don't know how C's is gonna feel about it. Knowing him, he probably, I mean, it's fucking C's. I mean, he trashed his damn self, so he probably gonna, for the camera, be disappointed in Sky. But I mean, it's still C's, so I mean, it ain't like he got the best of fucking morals. But with that said, he hearing this shit for the first time. Sky has been lying about this shit for so long, and to this day, right now, will not own up for it, and is only using these boys for a storyline. So it's not on Genesis. It is on Sky to stop being trash and be real. Yes, London, and make a real, genuine effort to connect with these boys that she has not done for 15 fucking years. Until then, Genesis don't owe Sky a motherfucking thing. Not a goddamn thing. So yeah, C's was trash for that, because I'm like, all you doing is gaslighting this boy. Do you really think he wants to not have a relationship with his mama? But you only get one mama. Do you honestly think he's happy about what the fuck he's going through? Do you think he wants to like not fuck with her? I mean, he probably do, and he's well within his right, but it's not his fault, it's hers, because she is trash.
Correct. Yeah, she's still lying about some shit. I still don't believe her mama gave those kids up for adoption while she was in jail. I think Sky was super duper free when she gave those kids up for adoption to go live her own fucking life when she realized what she was in for. Because yeah, a lot of shit don't add up, and Genesis is like, you motherfuckers don't know the truth. Like, I know the truth. I know the truth. And so yeah, Sky lied about a lot of shit. Yeah. She's lying. Like big lies. Not itty bitty lies. Real lies. Real lies recognize real lies type shit.
And then, and you know what? This juxtaposes it and makes it so much more understandable why Genesis was about to put hands and feet on her that other episode. It makes so much sense. Because in that episode, Sky was performing, talking about, you don't know how hard it is, and I tried to come back, and that's when Genesis snapped and was like, fuck this shit. It makes so much more sense. So
yeah. And let's wrap up with this trash ass nigga C's. Cause You have broken your neck to pursue Kitty just to treat her the same fucking way you did last time. You need your ass beat. You need to fight. You need the rest of your teeth slapped out your mouth with your side teeth. Like, boy, fuck you. For real, she don't deserve. Like, I don't care for Kitty, but I don't think any woman deserves that form of treatment. You want to date her. She was good without you. You thought Teddy fucked her, so now you interested again. She's one of them weird ass niggas. He only like bitches that his niggas interested in. Excuse my language. He only like women that he feel like his homeboys and his friends interested in. That's where the allure come in at. But he don't really want nothing to do with Kitty, and he real fucking trash for playing with her feelings like that. Like it's one thing. Here's the thing. Even if y'all not together, cool, no problem. You're just dating, cool. At the very least, respect her enough to not be trying to fuck bitches while y'all on the trip together. Like, that's asking too much, dumbass nigga. Really?
Trash. Just absolutely trash.
Absolutely fucking trash, man. Fuck C's. Fuck Sky. It's fitting that they call each other brother and sister because they both some pieces of shit. And fuck that bitch for bringing that turtle on the date.
A fucking turtle.
Fucking turtle, man. That's really all I have. I just feel like C's is super trash for treating Kitty like that.
Agreed. So that's it. Because I can't think of nothing else. I think we covered all the shows. So that's round one of reunions and reads. You know what? That's gonna be the show title. So we'll get the rest of the reunions. And we'll get on up out of here. Whenever Classic release this, y'all have a good week or rest of your weekend. Be a greater hoe, not a hater hoe. Don't be weird on Al Green's internet, and we will be back. I will be back next week. And I will have Lexi and Kiki with me. And I'm wishing my nigga a very good vacation. Well, you London and Mike, because y'all deserve it, and I hope y'all have fun. You got anything to share since you won't be here next week?
Yeah, I agree with Jeremy. Stop being a weirdo on the internet. Leave people alone that you don't like. Minding your business is free. Spring is coming, except for in the East Coast, because you motherfuckers are getting hammered. God bless. Whether it's not in Denver, it's in the 70s. Fuck what you heard. Yeah, I'm gonna be on vacation. I'm gonna be drinking, eating home cooked food from my mother-in-law. Also, I just want to point this out that I know I'm very pro-black on a lot of stuff, but what I will not be pro-black on is Paula Deen's restaurant. I am going. It's an all-you-can-eat type of situation, and I'm just gonna pretend like, the bitch didn't say nigga 20 years ago, and and I'm gonna enjoy her buttermilk fried chicken and her collard greens and her mac and cheese and her apple cobbler. And I don't need your judgment when you see me posting pictures on Instagram.
Right.
We all have our vices. We all have our problematic faves. That old white bitch is one.
Right. When you leave the restaurant, you're gonna be like, fuck her, but why are you in it?
Yeah, I'm gonna be fucking that food up. Bring me some more chicken. What kind of hot sauce y'all be using in here? Like, I'm gonna be ignorant, and that's just what it is.
Well, we'll be back next week, y'all. Thank you all for tuning in. I know this one is kind of lengthy, but we had a lot to cover and get through. So with that, we will be up out of here, and peace.
Yep.